guys, Byrdie here, and I am joining you to paint your little joy box. So I'm going to do 4 videos for your 4 different projects. This first video, we are going to paint your wooden door hanger or sign. And just remember that you can paint it however you want. I am just guiding you along and maybe sharing some different techniques and ideas. So I am going to switch us over to the overhead camera and we'll get started. All right, so the first things first, you want to make sure that you have a few things on hand. You need a cup of water for rinsing your brushes. You need a rag or paper towel for cleaning your brushes, for picking up messes. You'll need your brushes that came with your starter kit. You'll have your string that comes to hang your little sign. Obviously, you need your wood piece. And then I have my paints here. Your kit comes with a little tray. You can leave your paints on it like I have, or you can use the tray to mix colors, or you can use your paint palette that came with your starter kit to mix colors as well. Remember, you have your color mixing chart that can help you in determining how to mix colors to get certain things. So for instance, if we wanted to get in purple, which we already have, you would mix red and blue. Okay, and I encourage you to have fun mixing colors and just kind of experimenting to see what happens when you mix certain colors. The last thing that you want to have is you want something on your tabletop to protect it. So maybe an old newspaper or an old tablecloth. And make sure that you're wearing paint clothes so you don't get paint on your nice clothes. Okay, let's get started. So this month is the llama theme. And so we have this cute little llama. And I'm going to paint my llama the tan color here. So I'm going to use my large flat brush. You have a large flat, you should have a medium round, a small round, and you also have a really large brush. The size of brush will help you apply paint differently. So a larger brush with more bristles is going to allow you to apply paint faster because you can cover more area with that. So I'm just dipping my brush in the paint, grabbing some brush on those bristles and coming out and painting my llama. The wood pieces have the face and the ears and the legs scored in, meaning the laser cutter burned lines into the wood pieces. And that's important because it allows us to paint over those and still see them after we've applied the paint. So as you're painting, you can be sure that if you accidentally paint over something or over inside the score marks, such as the face or the ears, you'll still be able to see that and you'll be able to come back and apply a different coat of paint and fix the mistake. Okay, so we're almost done here. I'm just gonna carefully work my way around the bottom of the legs where the hoofs are. Make sure I've got good coverage. Okay, and I'm gonna now work up on top here. I'm going to paint right over the inner part of that ear, and I'll come back with a lighter color and fill that in later. This is just going to make it easy for me to paint the brown right now. And then I will carefully work my way around the face. And I am using the larger brush, which can sometimes be difficult to get into small areas. So as you're painting, if you want to switch brushes at any time to something that feels a little more comfortable for you, then by all means do that. Use the brush and the tools that work best for your brushing techniques. Everyone holds a brush different. Everyone brushes their paint on different. It's why our art is all very unique to each other, to ourselves. My art is going to look completely different than your art. Your art is going to look completely different than somebody else's, and it's all how we hold and use our brushes. Gives us all different techniques. Okay, so while this, I got a little area there I want to touch up. While my brown paint is wet, I'm going to add some highlights. So I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to give this one a quick wash, swish it in the water, and then squeeze out that excess water with my rag. I'm going to switch to the medium round. I'm going to load it with some brown, just a little bit here. And I'm just touching up some areas I see that need a little bit more brown. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it in the white. So I've got both white and brown on my brush. And I'm going to come in and just start blending that white into my brown. And look at how fun that looks to have those two colors blend together. We just get this fun lighter color. And it really brings in a nice highlight into our piece. Kind of get these fun little swooshes here. So I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm putting my brush in the brown, and then sometimes I'll grab just a titch of white, and then sometimes I'll grab just a little more white. And I'm creating these shapes that are kind of like a C or a half circle. And I'm going around the edge here, and I'm just bringing in some fun highlights. Kind of give it some dimension. And he just looks so fluffy, or she, whatever it is, with the added little highlights. And then we can also just kind of add some highlights inside. Again, just little half circles, little round brush strokes to give it the look of fur. Llama fur is kind of fluffy and curly. And now if you get too much white, like this is a little too white compared to everywhere else, right? So I'm just going to come over the top of it with a little bit of brown and blend that back in and light or darken it up in this case. Smooth it out. And he just looks super fluffy, he or she. Just playing around with my little fluffy bits here. Now you'll probably notice I haven't added any fluff to these two legs, and that's because those two legs are on the other side, And I'm going to do a little bit of a darker color for that area. Let's do a little fluff here at the top of the head here. Look at this super cute little fluffy llama. Okay, then we're going to add some highlights to the top of the ears. Just a quick little white brush stroke there. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab some brown on my brush, right? And I'm going to get just the tiny little bit of black. And I'm going to add a little bit of the dark color, that brown and black, to the legs that are on the back side, because those are in the shadow, and black helps us create that shadow. But black is really strong, so you want to make sure to just use the tiniest bit. And if you get too much black, you can just add more brown to it. And if it's still just not blending very well, you can let it dry. It's super dark. If you accidentally got too much black, you can let it dry and then come back and paint brown on top of that, and that works great. Okay, there we go. I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to grab now just the black, and I'm going to paint his little hooves. I encourage you to really make your door hanger your own. You could add a little saddle on your llama, or a blanket, or a hat, or a bow tie, or sunglasses, a little coat, a bow in the ear, and really just have fun decorating your llama. Okay, so I'm going to go with the white next and paint the little face here white. I'm going right over the eyes and the mouth and the nose. Because those are scored in, I'll be able to see those after I paint it, and then come in with my detail brush to finish those pieces off. But for now, I'm painting the entire thing white. There we go. So we do a quick wash. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go grab some pink and paint the ears, the inside of these ears pink. If you want to do a lighter pink, a super light pink, that's not so bright, you can do, you can mix a little bit of white with your pink, and that will lighten it up so it's not so dark. So for instance, if I grab a little bit of white on my brush and I blend that in with my pink, look how that lightens it up. Kind of creates a lighter pink there. It's kind of fun to mix your colors just right on your piece and see what happens. A lot of times that's the way I'll do it, but you can always use your tray to mix your colors as well. I'm just going to bring in a white line and a highlight in that ear. Okay. Great. All right, so next step is I'm going to switch to my liner brush and grab some black and fill in his little eyes. When you're doing small little detail areas, you really just want to go slow and take your time. Painting small areas can be frustrating, but if we go slow and use a really light pressure and a small brush and practice, you will get better. Okay, then I'm going to take that little liner brush and fill in my little mouth here and nose. Okay, and I'm going to take my black and just bring some detail lines around my llama, kind of around the edge. I'm using a super light pressure, not too heavy. So I want a super thin line. Okay, I'm going to turn this so I can get around the face a little bit easier. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pink to the cheeks and a little white dot in the eyes. So for the little white dot, I'm actually going to use the back of my brush. It acts like a little stamp, so I'm going to dip the back of my brush into the white paint, and then I'll just tap it onto the eye there, and I get the perfect little white dot. Okay, and then let's do some pink cheeks. So I am going to mix some pink for this. I'm going to grab just the tiniest bit of pink. I only need a small amount. I'm going to grab a lot of white and see how dark that still is. So I'm going to grab even some more white. And I want it to be even lighter than that, just a hint of pink. So I'm going to keep adding white until it's the color I want. Getting there. There we go. I've got super, see how different that looks by adding white? And we'll just put a little circle right here, a little circle right there, and then maybe right on the tip of the nose. Grab a little bit of the darker color. And there we go. There is our cute little llama door hanger. And like I said, I encourage you to add fun little elements to this. Maybe he's got boots on. You could add boots to him. The blanket, the bow, the hat, the bow tie, a necklace, all sorts of fun things to your door hanger. So once you get that done, then you're gonna put the door hanger through your holes here. You've got 2 holes to get this one to hang right, and then you're gonna tie it on the back and then hole from the front, and you can hang it. So it's gonna be, actually, we're just gonna knot it here. So I'm gonna put a knot right here on the back. If you need help tying a knot, make sure to ask for help. Ask somebody to help you tie a knot. And then I'm going to grab a knot here. Okay. And then see how we can hang it now from this point. And that will help your llama hang straight. If we just hang it from here, he might kind of hang crooked. And if you want it to look like maybe he's running or leaning, you could definitely do that. So in your starter kit, you have your command hook somewhere placed. And here we go. We're just gonna ready to hang your llama. So thanks for joining me in your door hanging guide / tutorial. I hope you enjoyed painting. Painting is one of my favorite things, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.